Hi everybody, it's Tina with TSR Creations. So I'm going to do a little resin piece with you today. It's a little dragon, so I already painted him. I'm going to do him red and black, and for his tail I started to do this already, and I'm going to show you that process. It's you use UV resin, so you need a UV lamp, and you use UV resin, which cures with a UV light. And I'm going to be putting the UV resin, I'm going to mix in the mica powders, and I'm going to be putting the resin down on his tail because I want his tail to have scales. So you can see I started the process already. And they look really cool. I'm going to show you how I do them. They're fun. You get to blow bubbles, actually. All right, so I'll be right back and I will show you how I do that. Okay, I'm back here now. So this is what you're going to need to do this project. You're going to need UV resin. I got this off of Amazon. You're going to need a cup with bubbles with soap in it and a straw. All right, put that aside. You need the mica powders, the colors that you want to use. Today I'm using this Violets Are Blue, and this is Unicorn Art. I love this color. This is like one of my favorites. I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be using a primal pigment, and this is called Malachite mica pigment, and it's like a green. I'll open it up so you can see it. So I already put a little bit on here. I just kind of dusted it in this area, but you'll see what I'm going to do. So I have a little bit of each mica in a little cup, and I'm going to add my UV resin to each one of them. So this is cured with a UV light, which I have right here. This I actually use because I do my own nails with the gel, so I have one of these. You just want to make sure you're not getting it near the UV or near the resin that you haven't put down yet, because it dries it very quickly. All right, so I'll just show you real quick. I'm going to put some resin in this cup. You don't need a whole lot. And then I'm going to stir it. Stir it up really well. Pretty. Okay, that's done. Do the same thing to the Violets Are Blue. Resin out of the way, away from the UV light, and I'm going to stir this up. Getting a little all over the place. This is such a pretty color. I use this in so many of my resin pieces. So this effect is done a lot. Where I saw it was on a Facebook group where we make tumblers, cups, because I do that as well, and I'll show you. So I made this cup with this effect. I don't know if you can really see it. There you go. So it looks like dragon scales, and then so I made this cup, Mother of Dragons, but it's really cool effect, and it's fun to do because you get to blow bubbles. All right, so I'm going to just get started, I think. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to lay some resin down on my dragon tail. Just spreading it out. Don't make it too thick. Just very thin layer. Okay, and we're going to work in little sections. And then I'm going to put some of the green because I want it to mix up a little bit. Oh, the light went on already. I don't want my light on. Get out of here. Not ready yet. Okay, because I want them to mix. I'm going to show you this one section, and then I'll probably speed it up because it does take a little bit of time. Okay. All right, I think that's good. More than enough. All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your cup with your straw and you're going to blow bubbles. Don't suck in. Not good. Okay. So I'm going to blow the bubbles. And then I want to lay them on the resin. And you got to kind of be quick, and then you're going to put your light on. Okay, you're just going to leave it there for like 60 seconds. And the bubbles will start to pop. Just be patient. And the UV resin does smell a little bit, so I really should be wearing a respirator, but because I'm doing the video, it's kind of hard because it has a stink to it. All right, and that's good. I think, we'll see. All right, so then I'm going to take a piece of paper towel. Excuse me. All right, and I'm just going to dab, get the water off. So look at that. How cool is that? Can you see that? And it's dry. Isn't that cool? Look at that. So, sorry, oops, I'm hitting the camera. All right, so basically this is what you're gonna do the whole way down to the tail. Or like I said, I already did this part because I wanted to make sure it was gonna work. So I'm gonna do the rest of the tail, and I will show you, and I'll speed that up for you, okay? All right, so I got all set up for the resin. My tail is done and it looks amazing. I love it. So I'm mixing up my resin. I have 6 ounces of resin here. I'm using KS resin and it's equal parts. So I'm just stirring that slowly. And if for those of you who are unfamiliar with resin or just starting out with resin, you really want to mix slow. You want to make sure that it's not too cold. And obviously you should wear a face mask, especially when heating it up. And I do have my mask right here. I am going to wear it when I'm not speaking. So the colors I'm going to use in my resin today are the same colors I used on the tail. The malachite, mica, the green. I'm going to use, I'm going to use some black paint, just acrylic paint. And in that black paint, I'm going to put this crushed crystal. And this is unicorn art, crushed crystal. And then I have a Bombay. These are India inks. I really like these in resin. They come out really nice and they give it a lot of color. So I'm going to be using the red. I might add a little bit of sparkle to the red as well. And again, I'm going to use the violets or blue. So I'm going to be using all of those in my resin. And then I'll probably put some clear down. Now I won't need any color in the tail, obviously, so I'm just going to use clear on the tail. But that's about it. So I'm going to finish mixing up my resin, get my mask on, and well, you know what, I'll come back and I'll show you how I mix one. Typical rule of thumb is 10% color to your resin. You never want to put too much pigment because then it'll get stringy and gloppy. So you really have to watch that. Okay, so I'll finish stirring this and I'll be right back. All right, so you saw me mix up the black with the crushed crystal. So we have that. I have the blue, violets are blue. I have red, and in the red, the Bombay ink was I thought a little too pink, so I added this unicorn spit red, and that's what I had painted the wood with. So I should have just done that to begin with, but I forgot. And then the green. Okay, so these are going to be like my stripy colors. The black is going to go all over the wing, I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I had just mixed up some and was going to show you how to do this. So I'll put a little in the cup, and I've just put a dollop of the black paint, the acrylic paint. The mica powders you can be a little bit more generous with, and like the tints and stuff like that. But when it comes to acrylic paint, you gotta be careful because it will get clumpy. All right. So I'm gonna start. We're gonna put these aside. All right, and I'm going to add clear down, obviously, to my tail because I'm going to put clear down all over. But I'm going to put the clear on the tail. And I'll speed this up at some point, but I want to just show you real quick. All right, so I put that, and I taped the back of this, so it'll be easy to get the resin. So if any drips, it won't be too bad. I make sure that's even. Not too worried about the inside. I'll go around with my finger at the end. All right, and so I'm just going to dribble a little bit on the rest of him. And I'm just going to use my hand to smooth this out. and just spread it out. Okay, so this part's kind of boring, but we'll get to the good stuff. All right, so I'll put the clear aside, and I'm gonna just put the black down all over my wing. Kind of blend it in a little bit here. Not on my tail though, if I can help it. Okay, so this was just the black, plain black. And then we're going to do the other one. You can see this was getting a little thick, but I haven't heated it up yet either though. All right. Okay. Just going around my sides. All right, I'm going to take my gloves off, put on a new pair probably, and I'm going to start adding the colors. Okay, so let me put on some new gloves, and I'll start it real quick, and then I will speed it up so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. So I want to put a little, how do I want to do this? I'm kind of working upside down, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to dribble the color. Trying not to get it on the tail, if I can. I'm going to put the red on the okay. All right, and then the black sparkly. All right, I probably have way too much resin here. All right, so I'm going to speed it up for you, okay? I'm going to have to heat this up, so let's see what happens. All right, well, all done. And I think she or he or whatever, I think it's a she, looks pretty cool. So I just, heated it up and mixed all the colors together. It's really pretty. You can see the sparkle in this. I have a little clear left, and I'm going to add just a little to the tail because that was where we did the bubble effect. I honestly don't care if if it's not smooth, because I want you to be able to feel the texture in it. What's the point of putting it on, right? So I'm not too concerned about that. And I'm not really too concerned about the sides because I'll run my finger around. Enough went over the edge. This is only an eighth of an inch thick MDF, or actually wood, laser wood cut out. And I got this on Etsy. A guy there, actually, I asked him to make it for me. But it's pretty cool. I'm happy with it. I think this will be really cool in I don't know, maybe in a little boy's room or something, or in a big girl's room. So that's about it. If you noticed, I started heating it up and I wasn't wearing my mask. I did put it on halfway through. Sometimes I just forget. I'll get so into it and I don't think about it. But it's really important to wear it when you're working with resin. You just want to be safe. So far I haven't had any issues, and I've been working with resin for at least 2 years now, so I haven't had any issues. But anyway, let me know what you think of this video. Give me a thumbs up if you'd like, and if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I have a bunch more cutouts that I was going to do. I have a butterfly, I have a unicorn that I have to do for a commission piece. But anyway, I like the dragon. The dragon's kind of for me. Or maybe not. We'll see. All right. Well, hope you had fun watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye now.